Another week in jail for traditional healer and TikTok star Gogo Maweni. Police are accused of helping the Stilfontein illegal mining Kingpin, known as the Tiger, to escape.
We will expel every single illegal alien gang member and migrant criminal operating on American soil.
Donald Trump talking tough before being sworn in as the next US president later today. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
The state has postponed the bail application of controversial traditional healer Mogotso Mofokeng, popularly known as Gogo Maweni, who is accused of assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. She appeared today at the Protea Magistrates Court in Soweto following her arrest that took place yesterday in Mondial. The incident is said to have happened in 2019.
Maybe your matter is postponed until next week, Monday, 27 January 2025, for formal bail application. Until then, you will be in custody, no bail.
And TikTok is restoring services in the US after President-elect Donald Trump vowed to issue an executive order to postpone the ban on the social media platform from going into effect. Northwest police are searching for an alleged illegal mining kingpin who escaped from custody. Some officers are accused of letting James Neo-Tswade go during a government-led operation in Stilfontein last week to clamp down on illegal mining. It's emerged that the man known as Tiger was never booked into various police stations where other Zamazamas are being kept, and he was also not admitted in hospital for medical care. Last week, rescue operators retrieved 78 bodies of suspected illegal miners and brought back to surface more than 100 others from a disused mine shaft in the northwest.
He's also being fingered for the assault and torture that was alleged to have taken place according to videos in police possession. He's also alleged to have hoarded and kept food away from other illegal miners. The SAPS is disappointed in what we term as an embarrassment to the Vala Umgodi operation.
The EFF says it'll report Patriotic Alliance Deputy President Kenny Kunene to the South African Human Rights Commission for his, quote, harmful social media posts directed towards illegal miners. Yesterday, Kunene posted a picture on X showing 2 slaughtered goat carcasses that have been skinned and are hanging from a roof by their necks, and says, quote, this is the chilling fate that awaits all illegal miners robbing South Africa of their natural resources and wealth.
Kunene's comments represent the lowest level of opportunism and are hallmarks of sadistic and pathological commitment to dehumanization and an infatuation with genocide. His comments are inspired by electoral opportunism, as despite scientific and objective evidence that their rhetoric on foreign nationals does not lead to electoral success.
President Cyril Ramaphosa says he'll use the World Economic Forum in Switzerland this week to outline South Africa's priorities for its G20 presidency. At the center of this agenda is the promotion of cooperation among G20 countries and other countries on the most pressing issues facing the world. Several world leaders will be giving the annual meeting in Davos a miss this year, while incoming US President Donald Trump is set to deliver a video message on Thursday. Another grisly festive season on our roads. The death toll increased by 5.3%, taking the total number of deaths to 1,502.
The statistics which we are releasing today tell all of us that South African road users continue to disobey the laws of the road with no regard for human life. That has and continues to have the most tragic consequences.
Other court action today, the state and defense in the corruption case of former National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula have reached a last-minute agreement over the disclosure of documents. Mapisa-Nqakula filed an application to have the handover of 6 documents related to her case. They include sections B and C of the police docket against her, which is the investigation diary and correspondence between the investigating officer and prosecutor. The matter was back at the Pretoria Magistrates Court today. The state had initially been opposed to disclosing the requested documents, saying they were confidential and would not be used during the trial. The Pietermaritzburg High Court has dismissed AmaZulu Queen Ntokozo Mayisela's application to prevent King Misuzulu from marrying other women with costs. Mayisela filed papers to halt the king's wedding with his third fiancé, Nomzamo Maweni, which was meant to take place this coming weekend. The court says Mayisela failed to give reasons why the interdict was urgent.
The Pietermaritzburg High Court has dismissed with costs the application by AmaZulu Queen Ntokozo Mayisela to halt or prevent King Misuzulu from marrying another woman. Now, to explain more about this, we're joined by a legal expert, Mr. Zigalala. Zigalala, maybe if you may take us through today's judgment and what led to the judge delivering this judgment.
Basically, the judgment was saying there's no agency in the matter. Remember, when you go to court on an agent basis, you have to prove agency first before you delve into the actual merits. Within agency, you must say there's a right that I'm seeking to protect. I'm going to suffer irreparable harm. There's no other alternative dispute resolution forum that is available for me. And also, on a balance of convenience, on the merits of it, I'm going to win in the main case. So if there are any one of those which are lacking, then unfortunately, your case is dismissed or struck off the roll. Now, in this case, the court was saying, there's no right that you've been able to show to me that needs protection. So what am I protecting if I grant you this urgent relief? Especially when, on your own version of paper, you attach a letter that says, I gave consent to Isilo to engage in other wives. On your own papers, you say, yes, I do know that this process is taking place. But the court went further and said, well, let's engage and investigate further as to what it means to be married in terms of the Recognition of Customary Marriages Act. There are a number of events which are going to take place, and the accumulation of those events will then lead us to going to Home Affairs. In this case, if the part of those events is not there, then there's no marriage that can be said has been concluded.
Nhlanhla Mabaso, Eyewitness News, Pietermaritzburg.
The 12 accused linked to the murder of 5 people in KwaZulu-Natal have made their first court appearance today. On Friday, 5 men aged between 19 and 26 were found hacked to death in the Bambai area of Inanda, north of Durban. Here in Gauteng, the man arrested in connection with an estimated 10 million images and videos of child pornography has been identified as Darren Wilkin. The 35-year-old is facing multiple charges, including possession and distribution of child pornography, drug possession, fraud and money laundering. He has appeared in the Randburg Magistrates Court. Displaced Gazans continue to return home, or to what little is left, after Israel razed large parts of the Strip during the 15-month war with Hamas. That's when a ceasefire came into effect on Sunday between Israel and Hamas. The armed group released 3 Israeli hostages. They are the first of 33 that Hamas is expected to free during the first phase of the deal. Israel then released 90 Palestinian prisoners and detainees. Incoming U.S. President Donald Trump says he will not waste any time in signing a raft of executive orders following his inauguration in Washington later today. Many will involve repealing orders of his predecessor, Joe Biden, as well as reforms on immigration and border security, pardoning 2021 U.S. Capitol rioters and releasing classified documents on high-profile assassinations, including former President John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King. The 45th President of the U.S. is making an extraordinary comeback as the 47th President, only the second person in the country's history to return for a non-consecutive second term.
By the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders will have come to a halt, and all the illegal border trespassers will in some form or another be on their way back home.
Interesting times in the U.S. We'll see you for more again tomorrow.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.